Hi ladies, so this one is to understand progressive overload, okay, what it's all about and why it is so important. Progressive overload, okay, so why is it so important and why we should strive for this every single time, okay? So a lot of women and many who turn to fitness, they also have not just fitness goals as such, but they also have some aesthetics goals. So if you really were looking for that muscle tone, getting fitter, stronger, you need to always look at this, okay? So how it actually happens, so very, very simple is, okay, basically it's overloading, lifting more over the period of time. So imagine you are here, yeah, so you have a load. So let's say that's you're doing a shoulder press, okay, your body adapts. Then you do increased, I hope you can read this, load, because you can now lift more than you could because your body adapted, it's getting stronger. Increased load. And again, adaptation happens here. And you are able to, again, plus more load and so on. So you keep going up, and that should be the aim, okay? The amount of how much you're going to be able to lift vary from the person, how frequently you train and all that kind of stuff. So to make this progress, you do need consistency, okay? Otherwise, you might feel that you're always stuck at one point, okay? And that's often because people don't do it frequently enough. Okay, so how do we make progress here? So how do we, because there's a lot of ways to skin the cat, so how do we cause this adaptation, okay? Adaptation is very good, and adaptation happens not in a gym. No, it happens when we rest. This is when it happens. In the gym, you go and nail it, you kill it, you train hard, but this is not where you're going to see the result. You are going to see it in the mirror, but the actual adaptation, all the processes, the muscle repair, everything happens here. When you sleep, when you have a good diet, so your sleep, your diet, your stress levels, yeah, your sleep, all those is here. This is where happens the change, okay? So very, very important to understand that, okay? So nailing it every single day and trying to push hard, you might feel that you're actually plateauing more than you're actually making those progresses and changes in your fitness as well as your aesthetics. So how is it done? So ways, I'm gonna write like this so you can understand, to overload progressively. Let's say that's there. Okay, so there's a lot of ways. So it could be weight. So you lifted 8 kg, now you're lifting 9, 10. It could be, so the amount of reps plus sets, yeah? So you're doing more repetitions with that weight now than you could before, and you're increasing the sets. If you were really pretty knackered to do 3 sets, now you can easily do 4 sets with the 8 kilos and things like that. So that's, again, increasing the numbers that you do. So I don't forget, is actually how frequently you train. So maybe if you're a beginner, yeah, so frequency. If you're a beginner and you probably will notice you will need a lot more recovery time. So starting with 3 times a week, some need even 2 because their recovery is really rubbish. If their diet side of things are really bad, all these things need to be started putting together because you're not going to recover very well if your diet is bad. So frequency, if you did 2 sessions, now you're doing 3, now you're doing 4. So increase the frequency increases. So you're overall, again, doing progressive overload. Okay. So another way for that to happen is amount of exercises you do and type of exercises. So I don't know if I spell this exercises. I always have my phone changing it for me. Exercises and So amount and types. Amount in a session plus types. Okay, maybe you were a beginner, you couldn't do a deadlift. Now you can do a deadlift, which recruits a lot of muscle fibers. So you're going to be able to lift, do larger movements, which recruit a lot of muscle fibers, and you. So basically, again, you're going to create more stress on that body for it to adapt and to grow. Okay, and then another way of doing this is, I was having notes here, so I don't forget some very important. So decreasing your rest periods. So you might notice you needed a lot of rest before to do a certain lift. If you want to increase the intensity, this is a very good way to increase your intensity, decreasing rest periods. If you were doing 90 seconds, now you're doing 60, and then maybe 45 for some, yeah. And overall, I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, so overall volume this way, yeah, all doing all these things is volume that you put through the muscle, that you put through your body, and that will increase your fitness levels, your strength levels, your stamina levels, all these kind of things. All those things happen whilst you're applying progressive overload all the time, managing that well with the rest and your nutrition. Okay, just making sure I haven't forgotten anything. And yeah, so it's basically a gradual, this one for you to remember, all this together. Is gradual, and give yourself time here, and also not every session you might increase. Don't think that you're getting weak or something. You're gonna have weeks when you are weaker, periods and that kind of stuff. You had less sleep, you had more stress, you might not be able to make a progress. Don't throw in a towel. It's a natural part of the progression. So it's a gradual increase. Up. Increase of load. All those things add up to that, okay? So we have more weight, we have more reps, more sets, numbers of exercises, frequency, intensity, decreasing rest periods, and all that adds gradual increase of load or volume. Okay, very, very important to see the results.